Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
People Are Scarier Than Cryptids Edition. Fall 2011. All about that Urbex's life. Decided to explore an abandoned school a few miles away from home. Tell friend where I was going. He wants me to wait until midnight when he's off work, but I'm too impatient. Leave for school around 4. Get there. Standard abandoned school. The sun's still out, so it illuminates the gym and some of the hallways. Standard abandoned building. Dusty and falling apart. Edgy graffiti everywhere. Get to what I assume is the cafeteria. Notice that the floor is unusually clean. Become paranoid. Hear voices coming from outside. Look outside the window. There's like 6 dudes and a Doberman walking towards the building. They're gang members for sure. Tattoos all over. Freak out and start running away from the cafeteria. Don't get too far before I hear the door swinging open. Hide in the nearby bathroom. Notice the broken window in the bathroom. Trying to estimate if I can squeeze through one of those horizontal rectangle windows. Pretty high up on the wall. I think I'll make too much noise. Hear the guys in the cafeteria. They're speaking Spanish. They say, "I guess Arturo's not here yet." They talk about going to a liquor store around the block, but decide against it to my dismay. The door swings open again. Guess Arturo is here. Hear dogs barking. Peer out. There's like 10 more guys and a Rottweiler. One guy is going around collecting cash. Other people are talking. Pull out phone, dial 911. Tap SOS in Morse code on the receiver. Wait a minute before ending the call. Mentally prepare myself to climb out through this window. Start climbing. No one can hear me over the cheering. My shoes are gripping onto the wall. Eventually my foot slips, and I kick a bathroom door with a resounding slam. Do everything 900 times faster, as I notice the cheering has stopped, and there's only barking. Book it out of there. Get to my car, and feel like my heart is going to explode.
Live a few towns away from everyone I know. I hang out with my friend all day. It's 11 p.m. I decided to drive her home. We're about to pass a small park. You take a path into the woods. The park sits in a big cutout. Someone left the gates open again. Let's go swing, Anon. I have a bad feeling, but go anyway so she doesn't think I'm a punk. I sit at the swings, staring into the forest while she talks. I'm panicking that a bear or mountain lion will be out for food tonight. We joke about how creepy it feels. We sit in the car because it's getting cold. I push the front seats up to make room. I'm too paranoid at this time. I see lights shine on us. A car is coming down the path and into the park. I tease her that it's a cop. It's getting closer. A white SUV with rap bass vibrating the closer it gets. Well, it's definitely not the cops, LOL. It drives behind us and parks sideways, blocking us in the park. Oh fuck, Anon, they're getting out. Some guys in hoodies start running toward the car with the bass still pulsing. I'm pressing the button for my seat to slide back. They start smacking the car and hitting the windows. She starts crying. I Gongola leg myself back into the driver's seat and motion 1 sec to the guy at the passenger window. His face looks lifeless. I turn my key as fast as I can and floor it towards the woods. She's bouncing around, screaming in the back. They're following us, she's screaming, and I can barely see to avoid the trees. They're far behind us. I kill the lights. I swing right because it's less wooded. I crash head first and bust my nose on the wheel. I try to reverse. The engine's dead. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. We both try to find our cell phones. I hear the music pulsing closer. She's screaming, they're back. I tell her to follow. We have to run. I flip over the wall and run to a house with lights on. She gets there shortly after. We called her parents and a tow truck. I swear to God, he looked like the meme sketch.
Be me in senior year of high school. Just got license, access to alcohol, finally made friends. Life is good, and I'm ready to do crazy, stupid teenager shit. Friends suggest going to an abandoned asylum one night. The place is a bit of a local legend. All the cool kids have been there, and a bunch of spoopy stories about it. Go at around 10 or 11 with 2 friends, a bottle of whiskey, and ready to party. Have to park in random parking lot half a mile away, walk through woods and crawl through hole in a fence to get there. It's sketchy. Get in through a broken window that has clearly been boarded over and broken again multiple times. Get inside, the place is covered in graffiti and trash. Explore a bit, mostly just long hallways and locked up rooms. Recognize some names and inside jokes from school graffitied on the wall spot is obviously very popular. Spoop-O-Meter drops to 0. This is really just a hangout spot more than anything else. Chill out, smoke and drink for a bit. Eventually hear echoes of someone talking through the halls. Figure it's some more kids from school and go check it out. Turn the corner and see a slouched figure rocking and babbling walking towards us down the hall. Shining flashlights on him, see that it's an old homeless neg. Wearing multiple layers of wet coats, long hair and beard, just generally very dirty, a very high-level hobo. Approaches us while talking gibberish and gesturing to the bottle my friends are holding. Friend hands it to him, apologizing to him for intruding and trying to make conversation. Guy just takes the bottle, sees the cigarette in my hand, takes that too, and just walks off. Doesn't sound that bad reading it now, but being 17, we noped the hell out after that. Tell people about it at school the next day. Nobody else that's been there has ever seen and heard about him before. A couple of weeks later, a woman's found dead in the asylum. Nobody goes there ever again after that.
Hanging out with a friend. Almost Halloween. We're on the way to his place from another friend's place. He stops to get gas. I head inside to get a drink. As I'm picking out what I want, this guy walks in. He's wearing a black ballistic face mask. I freak out a bit and put my hand on my conceal carry. I put a couple of aisles between me and him. The cashier hasn't looked up from his phone. I get a better look at him. He looks like he's wearing white contacts. He's dressed like a homeless guy. Filthy with long wet hair. Fingerless gloves, for fuck's sake. I whisper over to the cashier. Hey man, fucking look up. He does. He sees the guy walking up. The cashier jumps but doesn't make a noise. He's visibly freaked out, all wide-eyed. The masked guy walks up to the register. He puts an iced tea on the counter. After a few moments, the cashier stammers out, that's a due. $1.49. The masked guy pulls out a wallet and puts some cash on the counter. He just drops the wallet on the ground, takes his drink, and walks out. I walk up to the cashier. What the hell was that? I don't know. He gave me $20. I pick up the wallet. It had some cash in it, a few expired credit cards, and some woman's Washington driver's license. I walk outside to meet my friend. Hey, did you see that guy? He turns around. Huh? What guy? I look around and see him slowly wandering out of the parking lot onto an unlit street, pouring iced tea on his face mask like he's trying and failing to drink it. The hell? Yeah. We both quickly got in his car and left. As we pulled away, I caught one last look at him as he threw the bottle on the ground. My friend lives only a few miles from that gas station, and later that night I heard a few gunshots in the distance. I still wonder if someone shot him.
Leaving my friend's house around 3 a.m. I drive about 2 streets away. There are no streetlights, but I see a silhouette of a woman. She flags me down. I crack the window open. She asks if I have a phone she can use. She tells me that her husband went out at midnight and he's not back yet. She points to a nearby house and tells me she lives there. She says her landline got disconnected recently, so she can't call him. I lie and tell her I don't have a phone on me. I suggest she uses a payphone at the gas station down the block. She says her kids are in the house and she doesn't want to leave them. Around then, the dashboard displays that my gas tank has just been opened. I floor it the fuck out. Driving away, I see another figure get up from a kneeling position. I get home. Plastic tubing is sticking out of the gas tank. I guess they were trying to siphon gas. I figured something was up when she was giving me her bullshit story. She went into way too many details. It seemed too rehearsed.
3 months ago. Play Firewatch. Get hyped. Go out and look for old fire lookouts. Find one that looks fairly nice and drive out there. The plan is a day hike up, stay for a few days, then day hike back. Pass through lots of fire country. It's about a 3-hour drive. Didn't see any cars going in, but there are a few homesteads along the road. Stopped about 2 miles from the trailhead. The entire road is washed out. The upside is that the National Forest Service are total bros and made a place to park and turn around in. Hiking ensues. It's about a 20-mile hike up, with more than a 10-degree grade almost the entire way up. 6 hours later, I arrived at the lookout. The place is completely trashed. The door is shut, luckily, but one of the window panels is torn off, and the panel that covered the door was thrown off the edge. I put on gloves, use a pillowcase as a bandana, and begin cleaning. After an hour of cleaning and packing shit into trash bags donated by the last guy, I go to haul up the door shield that's intact. Lay it across an old bed frame that had the bottom eaten out and use it as a substituted bed. Chill out and make lunch. Soon run low on water, so I hike down the mountain face to find more. It's a dumb idea because it's nothing but shale and other stuff that's hazardous. I walk down and see a line of rocks. What's this? It's a shallow grave about 2 feet wide and 6 feet long. I can see a good 6 to 8 inch depression and a clear outline of what would be a body. There's a little bit of yellowish white at the middle. Nope, .avi. After 3 hours, I find a small creek, get my water, and head back up. The door is wide open. Some animal took a nice big shit right on the floor. I'm weirded out even more by now. Kinda spooked. Night ensues. Like a total spurg, I pop out a candle on where the firefinder was and play Old Shoshone on loop while I talk to my buddy. You can see the 2 forest fires that already started in the season. It's absolutely beautiful since you're at the tallest point for 200 miles. Feel comfy and go to sleep soon after. Wake up to what smells like death. It doesn't smell like shit, but there are traces of shit. Hear what sounds like deep, deep guttural noises. Concern. Pull my 1911 out of my crotch. I sweep the room because /K/ taught me well. The candle is still going. I get to the door. All I see is a shadow. It's crouching. Fell off the cot, mag dump into the door. I'm deafened from shooting in a closed space with a high caliber. Try to orient myself. Take a 10-round mag off the stand. My petrified ass is still on the floor. Reload. Take aim at the door. There's nothing. Can still hear it moving down below. Super spooked. I start tearing up, thinking this is where I die, in a shit-filled fire lookout. Get off the ground, change from pants into running shorts, and slide back into my sleeping bag, gun still aimed at the stairwell. Stay this way until daybreak. Grab a water bottle and my holster, turn a blanket into a poncho, get my boots on, and GTFO. Called my buddy to meet me at the trailhead with a gun. Hike down in 3 hours. He's already there and meets me. Story, bro. Where's your stuff? I explain what happened. He laughs and calls bullshit. Show him the empty mag and casings. He's slightly convinced. We go up with a 1911 and another 1911. Get to the fire lookout. My bro is taken aback by the view. Show him the door. He's convinced. Pack my stuff up, close up the place, and nail the door shield back on. Write an apology letter for the Forest Service and their new 7 holes in the door. I leave $20 in the slit between the sign that says, "Government property. Trespassers will be prosecuted." Leave the place. My buddy takes me out to get brewed root beer and burgers at a pub. I'm 18, so I can't drink. Proceed to sleep for 17 hours that day. Jaded the fuck out of me.
Not really that spooky, but whatever. Be me, 17. My parents are always out for most of the weekend, running errands and such. I spend most of my time shitposting or playing video in my room. My room is right next to the front door, so I hear everyone going in or out. One day, my parents were out for a few hours. They lock the door because they usually leave when I'm still asleep. Suddenly, I hear the door open and close. I hear footsteps. After about a minute, I get up to see if my parents need help getting the shopping inside. No one is there. I call out upstairs. No answer. I go to the window overlooking the driveway. Both of their cars are gone. The door is still locked. I nope back into my room, take out my pocket knife, and go back to shitposting. My parents came back a few hours later. I never found out who it was that came in. On a side note, this was when I lived in France. The house got quite unbearable towards the end before I moved to the UK. Nothing to do with my parents, though. My parents still live there and I have trouble sleeping whenever I visit them. It's a very strange place.
This is maybe a boring story told in excessive detail, but it's true. This was several years ago, soon after I'd graduated college. End of a long road trip driving home. Just me in the car. Nowhere, South Carolina. 1 a.m. I pull off at an exit for gas and a snack. I get back on the road. Someone starts tailgating me. He starts flashing his brights. I'm now worried I have a flat, but the car feels fine. But the car is also a piece of junk. Who knows? He's really tailgating me now. What the fuck? I don't want to pull over because it's so dark, but I pull over anyway. I figure I can do a quick once-over to check. The guy pulls over right behind me and also parks. Weird. I unbuckle my seatbelt, then you hear about people who felt something was wrong. Inside my brain, some alarm suddenly started screaming. I don't know. It's hard to describe the intensity of it suddenly flipping on. I put it in drive. The guy follows again right behind me. The next exit is very close. There's a bright gas station immediately to the right. I pull up to a pump, park, and jump out to look at him. He pulls in too, but is maintaining distance now. I hold up my arms in the universal sign for, "What the fuck, man?" He's some middle-aged guy with gray hair. He gives me some weird stare, like he's gonna say something. I don't know. Then he drives past and parks in a space by the store on the other side of the lot. I stare at him, not leaving my car. He doesn't get out. I get back in my car and gun it out of there. I was just relieved to be gone. It wasn't until the next morning when I was telling my girlfriend that I realized I should have called the cops. I still regret not thinking.
Mom is driving back home at night on a badly lit road. I'm sleeping in the back of the car. I wake up to constant honking behind us but stay still. Mom slows down after 10 minutes. The car behind catches up, rolls down the passenger window, and the driver shouts something. Mom rolls down her window a bit to hear what he was saying. "Your wheels at the back are wobbling." Mom stops the car and thanks him. She gets out and checks the wheels. I hear her kicking them a bit. I peek out a little from the back. She looks confused and keeps circling the back. A guy in all black clothing and a helmet on a motorcycle stops behind us. He doesn't do anything. He's like he's just observing. I have this strange feeling in my gut. I yelled for my mom to come inside quick. I tell her to floor it. No questions. Later, we find out that it's a common modus operandi of carjackers. They often target lone female drivers and later dump their lifeless bodies in remote places far away from the city. I'm so glad I was with my mom that night.
Abandoned insane asylum near my university. My friend and I decided one night we wanted to get into it. It's located right on Lake Ontario and has a 4-meter fence around it and a security guard chilling in a car. We go around midnight and find the security vehicle. We could see the guy was on a tablet because of the glow in the vehicle. We wait for his head to go down and we ran past the car and climbed the fence. On the other side of the fence, there were a few construction vehicles being stored or something, so we hid by them. All doors and windows of the asylum are boarded shut, so we brought screwdrivers to undo them. We get a door cleared and go inside. As we go in, a flashlight from outside spots the door. Oh shit. They know we got in, so we ran to the stairwell. Inside, this place looked like a mix between a prison and a hospital. All rooms were like hospital rooms, but with barred windows. We get to the second level and go into a bathroom. All urinals and sinks were covered in duct tape. We hear noises in the hall and realize someone is there. We decide we will hide in the bathroom until they pass. We both go into a stall and stand on the seat. 2 guys come into the bathroom and start smashing the mirrors and porcelain sinks. We realize it's not security. It must be other kids based on what they were saying. We open the stall door to say hi. We're here too. They weren't kids or security. They were 30 or 40-year-old men. They start laughing, and one tries to throw a sink at the floor by our feet. They say shit like, "Nobody will save you," and shit like that. My friend and I ran as fast as we could past them, down the stairs, over the fence, past the security vehicle, and then down the street to my friend's car.
Great way to get yourself killed.
Their voices sounded like young adults, and we were 24 at the time. They said stuff about baseball and getting drunk later. Basically, we thought they were other students who coincidentally broke in on the same night as us. They were not students. They were local bums or something who just wanted to vandalize stuff. The creepiest thing about it is they either knew an easier way in, or they found the door we took the boards off of. Or they were the ones who shined the flashlight at us as we got through the door and they followed us.
On mobile, so this is going to be shit. Be maybe 2008. Living in a huffy rich neighborhood in Southern California. I was pretty young at the time and began pulling all-nighters on a regular basis just for kicks. Random night. Shit posting as usual. I figure it's time for a 2 a.m. snack. I was always scared as shit of going to the kitchen at night, but I'm hungry. My bedroom is down a pretty long dark hallway from the kitchen. Past the kitchen, you can see a French door that leads to the backyard all the way at the other side. It's generally dark, making the end of the hallway look pitch black. The yard is on a steep hill with a creek at the bottom, so all the way at the door, you can usually see out to the city as the hill drops off. I walk out and turn on the hallway lights by my bedroom door because I'm a pussy. I start going down the hallway. I look at the door because the freeway or city usually looks cool in the window. The glass pane on the door is completely blue. I assume I looked up at the lights and I'm seeing spots when looking at the dark door. Oh, look, it's fucking nothing.jpg. I keep walking. The light's still there. I stop in the hallway by the kitchen pantry. I look up at the ceiling lights. Look at the door. It's still there. It's not spots. The light fades out and down and the door goes dark again. The city is visible now, so there was something on my hill that was bright blue and didn't do anything but fade away. It couldn't be a car. There were no roads close to my yard at all. Not a flashlight. Way too steady. It looked like a blue concert light that somebody placed on the hill and just faded out. Except there's no electrical power source to do that. Blue light. Probably on the ground, in my yard, on a hill of brush and nothing, that nobody has access to unless you went through the house first. Fuck offspacealiens.exe. I nope back to my room. I never really slept well again at that house. I don't like that place.
B9. I'm playing in the front yard while my big brother is inside sleeping. I'm waiting for my dad to come home. A truck pulls up. The window rolls down. A 40-ish looking guy inside smiles at me. "Hey, Anon. How are you?" He called me by my name. I ask him how he knows my name. "I'm a friend of your dad's. He asked me to watch you." I ask him if he's a policeman too. He looks at me wide-eyed for a second, then asks me if my dad is a cop. I say yeah. I tell him me and my brother are waiting for him. The guy speeds off. My dad comes home 20 minutes later. I tell him what happened. I describe the guy and his truck. He has me ride around with him, looking for the guy. No luck. We come home, and my dad yells at my brother for not watching me. He ends up adopting a German Shepherd. We never caught the guy.
B17. I hang out with friends until around 11:30 p.m. Only me and my friend are left. We decide to get a beer and talk some more. We go to a nearby shop. There's a car in front of it. My friend stops a meter in front of the doors and counts the money. I'm standing 5 meters away, looking at it. The car was running, and someone was inside. We thought he was just waiting for someone that went inside the store. Nobody was there. The store was closed anyway. The guy in the car blinks his front lights, or however you'd call that. English isn't my native language. Sorry, anons. And drives away. Okay, that was weird. Let's go back to her apartment. A similar thing happens on the way back. We get back and stand outside, talking for like an hour. It's about 1 a.m. at this point. Another car drives nearby. He doesn't turn the engine off, nor does the driver get out of the car. I say to my friend something along the lines of, "Okay, this is getting weird." I'm going to pretend to start walking. You get inside, but don't close the door. Just watch him. I'll call you right now, so we'll know what the other one is doing. She gets inside, but doesn't close the door. I start walking. Nothing happens until I get to the intersection. I hear the door slamming, which means my friend went to her apartment. She's also said that. Right after that, I hear a car coming my way. It's the same guy. I'm on the pedestrian crossing. He slows down. We both stare at each other. I'm still on the phone with my friend. I tell her to get the fuck down here. I'm running to her apartment. The driver has probably heard that because as soon as I said that, he floored it. I get to her apartment. We both couldn't sleep that night.
September 24th, 2015. I remember this because it was my birthday. I was walking home late with my girlfriend from a baseball game with friends. It was a decently lit street, so we weren't especially worried. I was just chatting with her, but I'd already noticed the 3 people following us from the corner of my eye. I didn't acknowledge them so they wouldn't do anything too sudden. One of them cleared their throat. My girlfriend stopped talking and turned to them. I did the same. They were wearing the exact same outfit, black hoodie and black jeans. They all had their hands in their pockets. One of them pulled his hands out, revealing a small knife in his hand. The other two did the same. My girlfriend was already pulling her baseball bat out of her bag. She tossed me my knife. I have one in her bag at all times. A 3v2 seemed even enough. Literally a half dozen of them came out from nowhere, all holding knives. Well, fuck. We booked it. We only stopped running when we finally ran out of breath. These guys didn't even follow us. What the fuck?
16 years old, live in a rough neighborhood. I spend most of my time on the road shooting and smoking. There are a few main heads in my area. One of them gave me a skeng to stash, a fuck-off samurai sword that'd been used in a move. I stashed it in the woods, next to my estate. This main head ended up doing time for busting shots. He got out a week ago and asked me to go get the thing a couple days ago. I went to the woods at night to grab it. I was looking around alone for an hour and couldn't find it anywhere. Something slashes against my back. Absolute fucking agony. I drop to the floor. I pull out my strap and start firing rounds randomly. I see someone running about. I try to get up, but I think I'm gonna die because my back is bleeding really badly, but it's not too deep. I start trying to stumble out of the woods, but as I get up, something runs towards me screaming. I start trying to bounce. I bust shots off behind me, but I trip over. I feel the sword poking into my neck, not piercing skin. I realize I don't have my strap. I turn around slowly and see the guy who asked me to get the thing. He looks wired as fuck. You think you can just send me inside for 2 years and I wouldn't care? He thinks I snitched on him. I knew about all the shit he was doing at the time he was doing it. I tried to convince him I wasn't doing anything. I get a kick to the face. I hear sirens. Before I knew it, he was gone. The sirens must have come about the gunshots. I stagger off in the other direction and go home. I haven't seen him since, and I hope I fucking don't. Not the usual paranormal story, but this is a story that's actually 100% real, but still as scary as something else.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.